Hey, hello everyone. Good evening to all. I hope you all are doing great till evening. Without waiting for more, let's start the session. Meanwhile, the people will keep joining us. So, yeah. So this is Nandini, a member of the host team at PsyConnect, and I'm just so glad to welcome all of you here again with PsyConnect in our one more amazing webinar with the title Nurturing Young Minds, a guide to advanced child guidance and counseling. So we already have covered the first inaugural session of our March month, and the recording of which is already available on our YouTube channel. So those of you who have missed the session can see the recordings there also. And today, in the continuance of our session series, we will be having the second webinar of this month. So you all are expected to fully engage in this session and make this session an interactive one. And to shed light on the above mentioned topic, we again have invited our remarkable speaker, Ms. Riya Agarwal ma'am. And I think many of you must be already knowing her because we already have a session with her in our previous time also. And for those who have joined this session first time, let me introduce ma'am to all of you. Uh, Ma'am, could you please turn on your camera so that people can see you also? Riya ma'am?
Hi, Nandini. Yes, yes. Let me join back because I'm not able to open my camera. Okay.
Yeah, sure, please. Those of you who are here, it's a kind request. Those who are comfortable can turn on their cameras so that we can feel more engaging with each other. Aditi, Mansi, Niharika, can you please turn on your camera, guys? No issues, Mansi. If others are comfortable and good with the network connection, can you please turn on your cameras? Okay, Niharika, no issues. I just request you guys to wait for a few minutes. There might be some network issues on the speaker side as well. So she'll be joining us very soon. Okay, so here we are with Riya Agarwal ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, yes. Good evening.
Yeah, so I was just about to introduce Riya ma'am to all of you. So, ma'am is a dedicated child psychologist now who has completed her advanced diploma in child guidance and counseling. And she is currently serving as a school counselor at Bhai Premanand Vidya Mandir School in Delhi. Her academic background is so strong with a bachelor's from Delhi University and master's from BHU, which shows her like a keen interest and foundation in the same field. And in addition to her formal education, ma'am has even received notable qualifications, including an impressive GATE score with AIR 31 and successful completion of her UGC NET exam as well. Her commitment to create emotional and psychological well being in young individuals, combined with her advanced training and current role as a school counselor, positions her as a promising asset in the realm of psychology. I really hope, with all these information in her introduction part, you guys are now more excited and keen to know much about child guidance and counseling from her. So, with this, I really welcome you, ma'am, again over to PsyConnect. So glad to have you here with us again. Would you like to greet our participants before we move on? Ma'am, you are actually not audible.
Yes, thank
Yeah,
you so much, Annie, for a sweet introduction. So, we will start with the eligibility. Okay. Am I audible now?
yeah, you are audible, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, your voice is lagging in between. Sometimes you are audible and sometimes not.
Okay. So, we will start from a brief introduction about the course, for which, okay, wait a second.
Here you can once try after switching off your camera if there is a network issue.
Is my audio okay now?
Yeah, you are audible, ma'am.
Nani, can you hear my voice?
Yes, ma'am, you
Is
are
my
audible.
audio lagging?
No, it's
Okay,
clear now.
so let's start. Okay. So I'll just share my screen to show the brief introduction about the course. Okay, is my screen visible?
Uh, for now, it's not yet. Uh, Other participants, can you please confirm? Yes, it is visible now, ma'am.
Okay, so this advanced diploma in child guidance counseling course has been uh, given by IP University in collaboration with NIPSID. So NIPSID is National Institute for Public Cooperation and Child Development. And so basically, IP does the admission part of the course, and also the exams, the main exams, final exams takes place there. Apart from that, everything is handled by NIPSID. So all the classes and training is done in NIPSID, which is in Hoskas. So for this, the eligibility criteria, as you can see, it's a master's degree in social work, psychology, and there are many options from which you can enter the course. There's MEd also, and even bachelor's degree. With bachelor's degree itself, you can enter, but you should have minimum 5 years of experience working with children. So basically, there were a lot of people in our course class as well, which who did not have any course in any degree in psychology per se, but they had done some. work with children. So basically, they had been in a school as a school counselor without any degree in psychology, or has been in working in CCIs. So you can enter the course through these eligibility criteria, and there are limited seats available. So there are only 30 students which are admitted, and including reservation. So for this year, I searched on the internet, and the exam is going to take place. So it's a common entrance test done by uh, IP University, for which you will have to fill the form. So if you search ipu.ac.in/admission, this site, on this site, you can see that there is a link for online application. So you can click on it and apply here. And I think the last date for submitting the form is 31st March. So you would have to apply before that. And the exam will take place in April. There were the questions related to GK. So, like for example, the World Environment Day, when it happens, the date for it, the theme for it, what was the theme for World Environment Day 2025? Questions like these come in the entrance exam, and information related to schemes related to women and child development. So because the course is about child development, the government schemes that are provided for child and women development, that also comes in entrance exam. Apart from that, basic English grammar questions come, and basic child psychology questions, like very common sense questions. For example, should you beat the child or not? So these kind of questions come, and they are MCQ only. So this is the entrance exam syllabus. And now I'll share the curriculum for the course. If you have any questions in between, you can ask away.
Yes, people, if you will be having any doubt in mid, you can raise your hands and then you'll be given the chance to speak. Or else, if you want to put your questions in the chat box, you can do that also. I'm having an eye on it also. Ma'am, can we take the question now only?
Yes, yes, sure.
Yeah, Vanchika, please go ahead.
All right, thank you. Hi, I'm Vanshika. I had a question regarding the eligibility that you just mentioned. So, for bachelors, it says that we need to have experience. Because now we have the 4 year bachelors, will that change the experience criteria or will that remain the same?
No, I think the criteria will remain the same, even if it's a 4-year course.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Is my screen visible? So I'm sharing the curriculum right now.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Okay. So shall we continue? Is there any other question?
I think we should move ahead. The people who will be having the question, they can raise their hands.
Okay. So basically, this course is planned, as you can see, it is planned based on developmental, ecological, and rights perspective. So there are total 9 papers in this course, and these papers are based on these perspectives. So basically, developmental perspective means that it is about children between the age of 0 to 18, which are the developmental years for children. then ecological means that we are not only studying about children and how to counsel children or guide them, but also to study about the ecology of a child and to understand that in order to help the child. So we also do learn about family counseling or how the school works as a system, because that is the ecology of the child that they are in. And so we need to understand that about that as well. And lastly, there is rights perspective. So basically, there are some laws and rights which are present in India so that to protect the children. And so it's very important that we know what laws are protecting the children. For example, there is POXO Act, which is about sexual abuse, or there is right to education, which protects their right to education. So these are the perspectives on which there are 9 papers. So basically, the program is of 10 months duration, followed by 2 months of internship. So basically, for 10 months, we have our classes as well as field work. And then after 10 months, we have our Viva and our final exams. And after the exams and Viva are done, we have 2 months of internship so as to showcase our skills that we have learned in the 10 months, to show that we are able to apply what we have learned in those 10 months. And then after the 2 months of internship, we are again supposed to give a viva and presentation basically to showcase what we have done in those 2 months of internship. So these are the 9 papers. Including internship, it is 10. So, child development, exceptional variations in child development. Then there are techniques, child rights and policies. So, we will go through the papers one by one. Okay. Uh, in this course, it is about a 40 to 60 ratio in favor of skill development. So, this course not only focuses on the theory part, but actually it's more focused on the practical part. And it, I will tell how it is more focused on skill development and the practical part of the course. So this is the first paper, which is child development. So actually, the final exams are done only at the end of the year. So it's a 1 year program, right? So the exams happen at the end of the year. But there are from these 9 papers, there are 4 papers which are started from the starting of the year, and then there are 5 more papers which are added after 6 months or 4 to 5 months, they are added. So at the end of the course, we have 10 papers. So child development is all about the theories of child development, and also what are the developmental milestones across the age of 0 to 18. We learn about that. So you can see that there is development during prenatal. So from prenatal period till adolescence, we learn all the developmental characteristics as well as some struggles that children go through. And as you can see, there is a breakup of contents into knowledge, skill, and application areas. So for each paper, they have given us information about what knowledge we will gain, what skills and applications as well that we will gain through the paper, through the particular paper, and how we will gain it. So the next paper is exceptional variations in child development. So it's basically about child development is about every child which is neurotypical, and this is about neurodiversity. So we learn about that. There are different disorders that we learn here, like cerebral palsy, epilepsy, autism, ADHD, and so on. Then there is techniques of and adolescence assessment. So they teach you different assessments that you can do for children as well as adolescent, because adolescents have more developed cognitive brain. So there are different assessments that can be done for adolescent, but at the same time, those assessments cannot be done for children for like age 10, right? So we learn about that. And because so basically NIPSIT also have a, it is a research and training institute, and also they have an assessment center. So it has a clinics downstairs where children from 0 to 18 can come, and assessments are done there. So basically, people who have done this course are working there itself after the course, and they do these assessments, and even parent counseling is also done there. And for some children, cognitive behavioral therapy is also done. So you get to observe those sessions and even do those sessions. I will come to that part later. So there are different assessments that you will learn about. Uh, for example, there's WISIC, MISIC, and then RSPM, WABS, NIMHANS. Then the next paper is child rights and policies. As I was talking about it, there are different laws that you learn about: POXO, adoption policies. So basically, to teach these papers, the faculty is very specialized and experienced. So, for example, if they are to teach POXO Act, so the people who have made that act, they come and teach you those acts. They tell you about those acts, because and they are able to tell it in depth because it is their forte. So if you are learning assessment that can only be done by clinical psychologists, for example, an IQ test. So there are clinical psychologists as well who are working at NIPSIT. They come to teach you those assessments. So the faculty is very specialized. Then there is group work intervention and community organization. This will help you to conduct life skill sessions with children, and also community work, because they focus on it as well, because mental health, as we know, is not so accessible for everyone, and we cannot go to each and every child to help them. So it's very important that we do community work as well. So, for example, for community work as well, there are people who have done community work for years and years, for 15 years maybe, and they tell you, they come and tell you about how to do community work, how to do community-based organizations. Then next is family interventions. As I was saying, that it is an ecological perspective, right? It is based on ecological perspective. So we learn about family interventions. How can we help the family as a whole and not only the child? So there are different therapies that we learn about that also. So for example, family therapy or PCIT, so parent-child interaction therapy, and behavior modification. So this is based on that. Then there are interventions for children. So basically, children and adolescent are different terms here. For children, it means children up to age 10. And after that, we call them adolescents. So for children, there are interventions like play therapy that we learn, directive play therapy, non-directive play therapy, and even skill training, and how to make a school inclusive for all children, not only neurotypical but also neurodiverse. Then there is intervention for adolescent, in which we learn about cognitive behavioral therapy, family life education, which is basically sexuality education, and career guidance and counseling. Lastly, there is integration intervention skills. So this paper comes in the second half of the course where you integrate everything that you have learned till now, and based on that you do work. So for example, case conceptualization and all you can do only after you know certain information, right? And ethics also. So basically, these are the papers. Apart from this, there is field work. So while you are taking classes at NIPSIT, you have to do field work. So there are two different times at which we are doing field work. First is in schools. So on Tuesday and Saturday, we are supposed to go to a school. Which is given by NIPSIT only. You don't have to find a school for yourself, but according to where you are living, what is convenient for you, they find school where they send students in pair of two to the school, and there you have to basically there are two or three tasks that you are given. First is life skill education, so you have to, once they teach you life skills in the course as theory, they you have to do life skill classes with children at the school, and then you have to analyze the school as a system, as we were talking that it is based on ecological perspective. So you have to understand school as a system, how it works and how it affects the children and vice versa. So first field work is this: you go on Tuesday and Saturday to a school, and then you go to CCI. So CCI is childcare institutions where children who are in need of care and protection are there. So basically, when a child run away from home or the parents abandon a child, those children are found by the government and they live in CCI, which are basically homes run by government. All the facilities are provided there. There is also a counselor there working. Usually they are, so there are government institutions as well, like government CCIs and as well as private CCIs. So NIPSIT sends some of the students to government and some of the students to private CCIs. And in majority of the CCIs, there are counselors who are working from Manas Foundation. So you will be working in CCIs for 4 months, and you will go there in on Tuesdays and Saturdays. So this kind of fieldwork comes in the second half of the course, where you have already learned about cognitive behavioral therapy and play therapy, so that you can apply those in the CCI. So you create social sessions focusing on socio emotional development for children at the CCI, and you also have to conduct cognitive behavioral therapy with one adolescent at the CCI and conduct play therapy with one child at the CCI, which is mandatory. So this is the second field work. Apart from that, you have field visits as well. So basically, there are different mental health institutions working for children, right? For example, there is NIPID, which is about intellectual disability. Then there is Muskan, there is Potentials. There are different institutions. So there is a field visit day where you go to these mental health institutions to understand how they are working, what kind of services they are providing, so that you have an idea about those institutions as well. If you have to recommend institutions to children, to parents for therapy or for assessments, for anything, and also to know what kind of workplace you can work in. So this is the second fieldwork. And lastly, the 2 month internship I was talking about, that is the last fieldwork that you have, which is after the 10 months. So after 10 months, there is no class which takes place, but only you have to go to so they give you a lot of options to choose from. There are many hospitals in their list, many clinics, even schools and NGOs. So you can have three preferred lists. So you can choose three institutions where you want to work at, and if there is a availability at that institution for interns, they can take you in, and you will have to work there for 2 months, after which you will be giving a presentation at NIPSIT about what you did. So, for example, I worked in Srijan School at in Model Town, Delhi, and I showcased the what I did there. So that is about fieldwork. And yes, so the clinic that is working at that is in NIPSID, you also get to observe those sessions. So there are three types of observations that you can do. First is observation, second is shadow, and third is independent cases. So in observation, you basically there is a already a psychologist who is conducting interviews and assessments with a child or a parent, and you get to observe those sessions. And next is shadow, where you get to do those assessments or interviews, but the psychologist is also sitting right next to you so that if there is any mistake, they can intervene. Okay. And then there is third level, which is independent, where you can independently do those sessions without any psychologist observing you. But it is not necessary that every student in the batch will get the opportunity to independent sessions. It is based on only on your growth and your skills that they will let you do those sessions independently or even in shadow. So a there can be a possibility that you are only able to do observations throughout the course, and there is also a possibility that you will be able to do independent sessions as well. So any questions till now?
Yes, ma'am, I can see
Anything you
that
would
there are
like to
some
ask?
questions in the chat box. So, Mansi, would you like to
Okay.
speak up your question or should I read it for you? Okay, let me read the question. So Mansi was asking ma'am to tell her how to cover the GK resources because it is such a vast subject, and also if there are any mocks or sample papers available to get an idea about the questions that are asked in the exam.
So for GK, I only did like the days I was telling about. For example, National Environment Day or the G20 that was happening at that time. So basically, the current affairs that you will be able to do, and it also includes the schemes related to child and women development. So you can search on YouTube any UPSC video, or there are many videos that comes up for current affairs, right? So you can do any of those videos. It's not very uh, like the questions don't come in very depth of the GK.
And another thing Mansi is asking about is this course in online format or offline format?
No, it's offline. You will have to do it on a regular mode. There is no distant mode.
Right. And one more thing from Mansi's side is how does one choose an organization for their internship after 10 months? And also, she's saying that she read a while ago that after completion of the diploma, the institution do offer job opportunities. So, is that correct?
Okay. So how to choose an organization. So basically, because of that, they will let you do field work in CCI and school so that you can get a gist of what how a school works, how a CCI works, or and will you fit in that particular organization. And then there are field visits to different organizations that are also a way for you to explore if you will be able to work in that kind of setting with the vision of that institution. Will your vision align with that organization? So basically, after 10 months of course, you somewhat get a clarity in what kind of setting would you be able to work with children. Do you like to do assessments more because you will get ample opportunities to do assessments at in the course, and or would you like to do more of therapies, so that kind of exposure NIPSID will provide you so that you can get a clarity on that. And the second
Right,
question
ma'am.
was?
And she was asking that she got to know from somewhere that after the diploma course, the institution provides the job opportunities also. So, is it correct?
So there are there are no placements per se from the institution. But what happens is a lot of times the internship that you do for 2 months, right? So those organizations can ask you to stay there and do a job. So many of my friends at the in the batch are doing their job at the schools that did their internship, and but it's not necessary all the time. But you get RCI license after you do this course. So that also helps you gain advantage in the workplace area. Yeah. But apart from that, there is no placements up from the organization. You will have to find the job yourself.
All right, ma'am. I hope, Mansi, you got your answers clearly. Anything else you want to ask, or anyone other wants to ask anything? Is there any other question from anyone? All right, Mansi.
Okay. So
Yeah,
I would also like to talk about the disadvantages of the courses.
yeah, sure.
So for the disadvantage, one would be, like I said, there are no placements. And secondly, there'll be no, as if you do the course, there'll be no social life for you. So because the course is so hectic, it's like it should be a 2 year course, which is being done for 1 year itself. And there is so much to do that you will not have time for yourself. That is for sure. And they will even ask you on the first day itself if you would like to give up right now because it is really hectic. But I think it was worth it because of the experience that I gained from there, the skills that I gained, and the confidence that they helped me develop after the course. Yeah. Okay. What does a day look like if one is doing the course? You go to Nipsid, you do the work, you come back, you do work, and you sleep, or you might not sleep. That is how a day looks like. But it is a very enriching experience. You will look up to the sessions that are happening at Nipsit because it is not a lecture kind of thing that is happening. It is very, what would I say? It is a very interactive sessions and application based sessions. So you will not get, of course, there are few sessions that you might get bored, but majority of the time it is very enriching. So that is one disadvantage. And another, there are a lot of assignments that are done there. So for every assignment you upload in Google Classroom, there are feedbacks they are supposed to give you back. Based on that, you can update your assignments. So basically, there is no fixed marks in the course until the final exam. You can always go through your assignments and update those assignments based on what you learned recently or what growth you had, and they will update your marks based on your updated assignments. And they also give you qualitative feedback. They are supposed to give you qualitative feedback, but what happens is that they have a lack of human resources at nipset. So the people who are handling the course or guiding the course are also working at nipset and in the clinic, so they have a lot on their plate, so they are not able to give timely feedback. So if I did an assignment in suppose October, I got my feedback in March or April, which was not very helpful because I already know that that assignment is not something that I would have done in April. So I already know that it is lacking in many ways. So the feedbacks are not timely. They are lacking in time management, is what I would say. So that is another disadvantage.
Ma'am, Mansi is saying this course is like she's asking, is this a largely practical course? And this course is primarily focused on child development. But if one eventually wants to step up to talking about adult clients as well, what can one do for the same?
Yeah, this course is focused on child development only. You will not be able to learn about if you have to take adult clients. Of course, you will learn about cognitive behavioral therapy, which you can do with adult clients, but it is mostly based for children. So for that, you will have to do different course. I have heard about trauma informed care therapy in TISS, TISS. you can do that. One of my supervisor has done that course after this course because she wanted to take up adult clients as well. And yes, this course is, I would not say largely practical course. So as the curriculum said, it's 40 to 60 ratio. 60 is practical and 40 is theory. So sometimes they will give you theory lessons and then make you dive in the practical part. And other times they would first let you get the practical exposure and then give you the theory. So basically, they try to integrate what you have learned in theory to the practical part of it.
All right. Sanya is asking for any other tips to prepare for the entrance exam.
I don't have any other tips. I have just done the GK from YouTube, and which was also very basic current affair videos, not very detailed way. The as Mansi is saying that UPSC has a detailed way of asking current affairs. I have not done those, but an academy की videos आती हैं GK की. I have looked at those videos only.
I hope, Sanya, you got the answer that you have to look for everything at the same time, nothing as well, because things are going to be quite basic in GK, as ma'am said. So, yeah, Mansi is saying, is there a minimum knowledge that one should definitely have before they go in for the course?
No, Mansi. Actually, there were a lot of few people in our batch as well who did not have any background of psychology. They did not even have a bachelor's degree in psychology, but the course was working towards filling that gap between the theory part and the workplace part.
Ma'am Vanshika is saying, does the curriculum include current research? Sometimes course curriculum can be a bit outdated. Are there any gaps
Yes.
related to this?
Actually, I realized how outdated our curriculum at post graduation and graduation is when I got to do this course because they will make you see videos and even read research papers which are very updated to know about what is the current status of mental health. So it includes current research. You will not feel that it is outdated. There are no gaps regarding that.
All right, ma'am, we got the answers. Anyone else with any more questions?
I think Mansi asked when does the exam usually take place and how do they release their result and counseling process?
Yeah.
So exam is going to take place in April. I think I searched today, and the entrance form is already out, which you will have to fill till 31st March. It is available on IP website. And how do they release their result? It is released online only. And counseling for counseling process, they will call you. So there are 2 days, 2 or 3 days of counseling. So they will call you on day one, and if the seats are available after day one, so from 30 seats, if there are seats available, then there will be a day two, and for each day you will have to pay 1,000 rupees. At my time it was 1,000. I don't know what is currently the price, but for each counseling day you have to fill 1,000 rupees so that you can sit in the counseling process.
All right. Anything else from your side, participants? Well, I really want to appreciate all of you who are here right now because you really make this session lively by putting so many questions at the end. Anything else do you want to ask?
Yes, Mansi, you have to keep looking, keep checking the website. There will be no mails for you. Keep checking the website for result, for counseling date, for exam date, everything. At IP website, not NIPSIT, but IP University's website. You're welcome.
So if everyone is done from their side, please give a thumbs up so that I can be assured. I think Mansi is still typing something. Okay, great. She's also done. All right. So thank you everyone for those who joined and spent their time here with us. I hope you all found so much new information regarding the course, curriculum, application process, and everything. Even ma'am, you also detailed everything in so precisely. Thank you so much for that. So with this, I'm just wrapping up the session. And yeah, again, thank you so much, ma'am, for joining. Can you please turn on your camera
Thank you,
if it is
Nandi.
visible for from your side? I just want to take a like memory from our side also.
Yes, yes, let me try.
Yeah. Also, Sania, Mansi, and Vanshika, you guys are here only. So can you please turn on your camera for a second? Thank you so much, Vanshika. Thank you, Mansi.
Also, can you please help with the mock papers as well if they are available, like to get an idea, if at all? Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, you are audible. We are just waiting for
Um,
ma'am to reply.
Mansi, there are
Yeah,
no mock
sure.
papers available. I think I found one on some site. Yeah, there
Okay.
is one, I think, one website where it was available. I don't remember, but I don't think there is any mock paper available for this.
Uh, okay, thank you so much. That's okay.
Ma'am, can you on your camera?
Okay, Nandi, let me go exit back because I'm not able to open the video.
Okay, okay. We are just waiting. Mansi, Vanshika, till now, ma'am is joining. Can you guys share your experience? Are you having the first session with PsyConnect? Like, are you joining for the first time or you already have joined such sessions?
I have been in a few sessions, but I was really looking forward to this one, and I'm very happy that I attended because most of my questions were cleared. So it was good for me.
It's really good to see that all of your questions are now resolved. In fact, we did this session previously as well, but it was not somehow recorded. So we tried to record this session for the rest of the people who are not able to join.
I have attended it for the first time and specifically for NIPSET because I've been eyeing at this course for a good period of time. And yes, most of my questions have been answered very well. And I think we don't generally get an overview about the course. So this is what she really like told us about. So one does really know what happens and everything about it. Yeah, it was a great session.
Thank you so much for the feedback. So good to hear this, that the session is going to like be beneficial for many of you. And I also hope that since you guys are here, so I'm just reciting, we are going to bring such new sessions again. Like we have much more sessions in the month of March only. We'll be looking forward to have you guys again.
I'm really sorry, Nandi. I'm not able to open my camera. Something has
Okay, okay.
happened to it.
No issues, ma'am. Well, thank you so much. So with this, I'm just wrapping up the session. See you all over again. And here's a celebration that we did this session again. Okay, thank you so much,
Thank
ma'am.
you, everyone.